Very warm welcome to you all at the beginning of a new pastoral year and also a new year for the parish evangelization cells. And my first teaching, or our first teaching, is on the missionary identity of both the cells and also of the parish. I don't know how many of you know that PECs England last year, we published for the PECs leaders the training guide for the leaders of the parish evangelization cells. And this PECs leaders training guide as a subtitle has equipping and empowering every Catholic to be a missionary disciple. And this is the scope not only of the cells, but also of every parish. And every parish has got to have the same objective, the formation of missionary disciples or intentional disciples. And the theme of this teaching is the same missionary identity, which means the identity of the cell and the identity of the parish are the same. So why do I love the parish evangelization cells? And why I have been so converted by our Milan, or my Milan experience? Because the parish evangelization cells are the embodiment of the vision portrayed by two popes. The Pope Paul VI in the 1970s, and also then after that by John Paul II. And both of them had ushered into the Catholic Church the new evangelization. Well, I call it new. New, it's nothing new. The story is the same story, the same story about Jesus, but it's new because it's new in its expression, in its zeal, and also in its methods. And the parish evangelization cells are the embodiment of this vision, and of course taken up by Pope Francis in his pontificate. But before the teaching, you as cell members, you are expected to answer two test questions. I know these two test questions are very challenging, and from my experience last year, if I remember, when I had to run a leaders training course in the Diocese of Portsmouth, one of the priests there told me that these two questions are not only challenging to the lay people, but also to us priests. And the two questions are, as you know, are what has the Lord done for you, and what have you done for the Lord? Now, if you take these two questions from the cell system stopped being an evangelizing community. So these are essential questions. Now, I always do examination of conscience at the end of the day. And these two questions have helped me an awful lot in my examination of conscience. And I'm going to suggest them to you as cell members at the beginning of this year, that at the end of the day, before perhaps you go to bed, or when you are in bed, of course, you can ask these two questions. What has the Lord done for you, and what you have done for the Lord? And for me personally, as a priest, they have helped me an awful lot. And if you find it difficult, these two questions, perhaps with training and by adopting them, they would become, and they will, I can assure you, come part and parcel of your missionary journey. And the more we deepen our faith, the more we embrace our ongoing formation, the easier our responses, our answers to these two questions become. And I suggest that you continue addressing these two questions on a daily basis. And that's the core of our parish evangelization cells. Of course, there will be time when you might not answer one question. However, that doesn't mean that you have got to ignore them in your daily life. So, my dear friends, the DNA of the cell system hinges on our answer, your answer to these two questions. And these two questions help you to be, and help us to be, intentional disciples, missionary disciples. When you say intentional disciple, means a disciple is a student, a novice, a learner, but intentional, which means I've made a deliberate choice, a deliberate decision to follow Jesus as the way, the truth, and the life. And following Jesus means ongoing formation, reading the scripture, praying, adoration. The Eucharist has got to take a top priority in my life. And the more I develop a personal relationship with Jesus, the easier becomes for me to answer these two key questions. So at the beginning of this pastoral year, please start answering these two questions with enthusiasm, with vigor, with zeal, so that the year will be another year of formation for you and for me in intentional discipleship, in missionary discipleship. God bless you.